backcountry food. We get a lot of questions about what we bring for food. I just got back from a high country hunt and I had an extra bag, so I'm gonna kind of break down what I bring for my backcountry food. Obviously I don't have my peak refuel or mountain house here, but this is what I'll eat throughout the whole day, and then I'll have my peak refuel or mountain house at night. Just kind of want to go over, and most of it's just trial and error and bringing different stuff on all sorts of different hunts, figuring out what you like, what you don't like, figuring out what's important to you. I usually like to be around 3,000 calories, right around that area. I think this right here is like a total of 2,900 calories. And for me, what I like is variety and different textures, just to switch it up. I don't like the same thing over and over again. So I try to make sure like throughout the day I'm having different variety of things so I don't get sick of it on a long backcountry hunt. We're just gonna dive in what I got. So in the morning, I'm not a huge breakfast guy. I usually eat around like 10 o'clock. And I've really started to like these Pro bars. They're pretty much a candy bar. They have a ton of calories, 270 calories in this thing. It's really filling, gets me through till lunch. I usually eat this about 10 o'clock. And they have a ton of good flavors with these new Pro bars, like their cookie dough, frosted peanut butter. And these are all coated in like chocolate and all that stuff. And my big thing is if you're not gonna eat it, don't bring it. So I do like this just because it reminds me of a candy bar, but it's a little bit better, a little more towards like your hiking kind of stuff, and has a lot more protein and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'll eat in the morning to start off. And then jumping into lunch, I've got the bagel with salami on it. So I put the salami on it before I go hunting. Bagel, smush that, slide it in this baggie, separate from the other stuff. And then I'll bring 2 things of cheese with that. These will not go bad. People are always worried about, oh, it's gonna go bad if you're on a 7-8 day hunt. I've eaten this 10 days into a hunt. Cheese. I don't know, I don't think it goes bad in these packages. I haven't had any problems with, salami is already cured so it can stay fresh for a while. So that's what I'll eat for my lunch. Just a salami sandwich, 2 slices of cheese. Chips. I love chips. I eat chips all the time regularly, so I started bringing them with me. I got this from my buddy Trail, actually. I always bring some chips. Lightweight, a lot of carbs, goes great with a sandwich. And then I usually do jerky. This time around, I'm doing sticks. These are just some like old trapper sticks, so I'll do 4 of these a day. And sometimes if I get a little hungrier in the morning, I'll have 2. Maybe I'll save some here and there, but I usually have 4 meat sticks. Some dessert during lunch. What I'll do is a honey stinger with some Justin's peanut butter. There's a lot of different flavors for both of these. I'd mix and match a little bit, see what you like. It's great. And then throughout the day, kind of going in the afternoon after lunch, kind of some stuff that I like to always have on hand is some good caffeine. So right here I got 2 things, and these will give me 150 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. I think it's important to try to stay awake as possible. Most of the time I hate being tired. I think that's a big detriment to a lot of people out in the backcountry, is fatigue and being tired. So if there's any way that I can try to stay alert and not be as tired as normal, I'm gonna do it. So I will bring quite a bit of caffeine to keep me going throughout the day and be able to hunt harder. So with that, I have the Cliff Energy Gel Shot, and this thing is 100 milligrams of caffeine in there. It takes 2 seconds to eat. They're pretty good. They're having a double espresso one, so I kind of skip out on the coffee these days, bringing it in the backcountry just because I don't like wasting water. So I'll bring the double espresso, and just kind of gives me that coffee flavor to get me through. And that's 100 milligrams of caffeine. I like the Cliff Blocks. It kind of reminds me of like a gummy or a chew, so it's a little bit different variety texture from the bars and all that. Gives you a more fruit flavor, a little sweet tooth. So the Cliff Blocks, really good. Not all of them have a bunch of caffeine in it, so I would check on that. So I usually like to try to stick with like the 50 milligrams of caffeine, because I do eat these when I'm feeling tired and walking around a little bit. I'll throw in some Cliff Energy chews. So those are kind of my 2 energy things to get me throughout the day. And if there's probably anywhere I'd add to this, it'd be bringing more caffeine of some of these, probably 2 of these. I'm just wanting to hunt as hard as I can for a week straight, so I'll bring as much caffeine as possible. And then kind of later in the afternoon, right before dinner, you're probably around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you've been hiking around quite a bit, maybe sitting, getting ready for the evening hunt. Just another bar. So this is the Builder's Cliff Bar, protein bar. This thing has 290 calories, so packs a punch. This is a vanilla almond. They have a couple different flavors. So throughout, my whole thing, I will bring 2 like 300 calorie bars. For that, I just go with what you like best. I would definitely try them before you go. Because like I said, if you don't like it, you're not gonna eat it, and it's just gonna sit in your pack for a week long. So make sure you try these before you go and figure out what you like. That's the most important thing. We're into dinner, I'll have my Mountain House or Peak Refuel, one of those. And I always like to end my evening with a honey stinger waffle and another Justin's peanut butter. So just kind of dessert, nice super filling. I think both of these together is 340 calories. So kind of gets me through the night, and it tastes great. I love dessert. So that's kind of what I'll bring for all that. And like I said, all this food right here, it's right around like 2,900 calories depending on like the Mountain House I eat. What you kind of want to figure out is you don't want to have too much food, but you don't want to have not enough. It's because I've had hunts where I've gone on where I'm like, man, I'm going to be hungry, and I'll bring too much food and I'll have food in my pack, which is extra weight you're carrying around and it's unneeded. So it does take a little trial and error, what you like, how much to bring. Some people are different, some people like to eat more than others, but once you kind of get that happy medium, and I feel like with this setup, I've done it enough that this works well for me, around 2,900 calories. But that's it. That's what I'll bring on my backcountry hunts. You know, I will change it up here time to time, like depending on the hunt, if it's an early season or a late, but for the most part, that's kind of what I'll stick to for food I'll bring on a backcountry hunt. So to keep things organized, I have a gallon baggie, and I'll just shove all this in my gallon baggie so I know that's 1 day's worth of food. It just helps me keep peace of mind of what I'm eating in that day, and I know if I haven't eaten everything, that's 1 day's of food right there. So like always, if you guys have any questions, maybe some comments about, you know, something maybe that you like that you could add into this, please drop that in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and good luck hunting this year, and hopefully have some good food out there.